So I know this is a PTC Movie Club episode, so I don't want to talk too much about not the main topic of the evening, but I will say I finished Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope this week.
Mm-hmm.
It's really fucking good. It's
Mm-hmm.
really fucking good. And if you have a passing interest in tactics or you liked Kingdom Battle, I highly recommend it. It's very good. I feel like that game kind of came and went last year, and then like when the end of the year came around, no one was really talking about it, which makes me kind of sad because it was really fucking good. And I feel like I haven't started Midnight Suns yet, but Todd can't fucking stop talking about it, and I feel like there are a few people I know that are really hot on that game, and it sucks because that came out in December, and I feel like it's just gonna get lost, and no one's gonna fucking talk about that game. Though
I
Deadpool DLC just came out this week.
just came out. Yeah, I'm like, it's crazy. I didn't realize how quick it came out, but I still have my Sparks of Hope in plastic. I still haven't even opened it yet.
It's
I
so
have
good.
it. I'm gonna play it, but like, I just don't have time to play it right now.
It's so good, and I'm keeping on with the tactics train, and I started Fire Emblem Engage this weekend, and I can't wait to dive more into it because I'm already
And just go right to Midnight Suns right after. Just keep it going.
That's the three game pathway that I'll be taking. I'll be playing some other stuff within that, but those are like three of my. I wanted to finish Sparks of Hope before I started Fire Emblem Engage, so I forced myself to do that. And in between that, I'm at the end of Hi-Fi Rush, which just came out on Xbox. And if you have Game Pass,
Is it not that long?
I think it's broken into like 12. The game calls them tracks, like 12 chapters.
Yeah.
But not every.
I was hoping it'd be a little longer.
But not every chapter is like they're all different lengths. Like some of them are like I feel like are an hour long. Like it's like a long level. But I fucking love that game. I can't stop fucking thinking about that game, playing that game. If both Mike and or Dom have not downloaded that yet, you will both also I think really fucking love that game, and you should definitely download that shit. Mike, one of the villains definitely has JoJo references too, which I think you'll really appreciate. So
I think someone had showed me a video or a clip of that. I was like, oh, interesting.
yeah, it's I just assumed that's what it was. So if someone showed it to you, then I guess that confirms that it was that. So, but it's fucking great. I fucking love it. A game came out of fucking nowhere, and it is fantastic. But anyway,
And it's funny too because I like don't like those kind of games usually, or like they just don't click with me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's one of those games where I was like, oh, I'm not gonna fucking try to go deeper into it and like go higher levels. And I'm like, oh, maybe I will with this game because it's actually clicking with me, and I'm actually like not struggling like I do with these games, kind of. So
yeah,
so
and that's like the little PSA I'll give because I think a lot of people might just be turned off blanketly by it's a rhythm game. It's a rhythm game for sure that you can dial into and like really try to push yourself to get better at the game and stay on beat and all that stuff. But you can also play this game and totally, I don't know if you can totally disregard it. Like you'll probably just organically be doing some of it to the music. But
I think the only thing you can't disregard are those things you got to like press the button, press the other button, press the button, like that shit. Like that's the only thing that you have to.
But I'm playing it on hard.
Or the parries might be. Like,
but I'm playing it on hard, so I'm wondering if you were to put it on easy, if it just like. Just
probably
stops and lets you press the button.
Or it does two. It's like two.
Yeah. So, I'll ask you after. I don't want to talk about the game too much or spoil it, but the game's fucking fantastic. And if you're worried about the rhythm aspects, I think it levels the playing field so that if you are not good at rhythm games or don't like rhythm games, you can still, I think, get a lot of enjoyment out of that game without that. What were you gonna say, Dom?
Is there more licensed music? I played through the like tutorial and stuff, and the game opens with "Lonely Boy" by Black Keys. Is it all like? Is there more licensed music?
10-ish maybe licensed tracks.
Okay. And I don't know any of them if they are though. Like I don't think I.
Yeah, the second and third songs that I've seen were not like licensed music. I think they were made for the game.
Yeah, there's a lot of music that is made for the game, but let's see. Every licensed song. There's 1 Million by 9 Inch Nails. There's The Perfect Drug by 9 Inch Nails.
Oh no shit.
Lonely Boy by the Black Keys. Invaders Must Die by The Prodigy, Whirring by The Joy Formidable, Inazawa Chainsaw by Number Girl, Wolfgang's Fifth Symphony by Wolfgang Gartner, and Honestly by Zwan. So those are all the licensed track according to this Google search. So when I played the first hour of the game, I had it has a streamer mode so that it won't it'll just sub the music out. So I didn't, whatever the first boss music I think is one of the Nine Inch Nails songs, so I didn't hear that song in the game. But
the opening track to the game is Lonely Boy, like through the entire.
Oh, so then I didn't even get that
video
then.
and everything.
I didn't get that.
Yeah,
interesting. But yeah, the game is fucking fantastic. I'll probably try to finish it tomorrow. Because I think it said it's 12 chapters, and I think I'm on 8, so I should be able to hopefully finish it. Because I don't want it to be over, but I also do want to finish it, and maybe it'll compel me to like go for achievements or high scores or something. But it's just really fucking well done, and as it keeps going,
Dead Space.
Yeah, I might actually dip into Dead Space.
So fucking good. It's so good.
Are you gonna?
I've never played it
on Xbox or PlayStation?
Oh, you never played it?
I never played it.
Oh,
it's
man,
on. Is Dead Space not on Game Pass?
The original,
no.
the old ones are.
Yeah,
oh, is that one? Oh, okay.
I don't know if it'll eventually come to EA Play. I don't know how long they.
Well, I had seen an article that was like, Dead Space is on Game Pass, and I just assumed that it was the new one. But yeah, it must be.
If it is, I completely missed that. I feel like I would have known that though.
So this game is Dead Space.
That would have been a big thing.
Yeah,
it's like probably like the best game ever made compared to like a Resident Evil style survival horror, and like the fact that Dom hasn't played it makes me so jealous because playing through it now is amazing. But like I still remember so much that like it's just like that it's like it would be like for a first time experience playing this version would be like next level for me. It would be pretty fucking great.
Damn, Mike, you getting Dead Space? We doing a Dead Space spoiler cast, Mike?
I mean, you can do the spoiler cast. I won't stop you.
I feel like that's always his answer.
But anyways, we have some business to attend to here. Welcome everyone to the Pass Controller Podcast, a show where a couple of best friends talk about the latest in video games and nerd culture. Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes we have a monthly movie episode for you, and that is this week. So welcome to the PTC Movie Club for January of 2023. As always, I'm your host, Brenden Groom, and joining me on this lovely Saturday evening is the anime senpai himself, Mr. Michael Desir. Mike, how are you this evening?
Yeah.
Okay. You sipping on anything tasty over there? You got anything good in the old glass or can?
It's a lime margarita.
Okay.
You put the lime in the coconut?
Yeah.
You drink them both up.
I saw some tweet, Mike. There's gonna be some Mountain Dew match at the Royal Rumble tonight. I don't watch wrestling. I don't know what's going on. Dom, are you aware of this?
You missed our entire Royal Rumble conversation.
Yes, there is a sponsored match.
Oh, okay.
A Mountain Dew blackout.
Oh,
match.
when I went downstairs,
is it for the Royal Rumble?
Okay. Isn't the Royal Rumble tonight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. I don't follow wrestling. I just saw people I follow.
Yes, there is. It is tonight too.
Okay.
It's the Mountain Dew blackout match.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's for some reason I feel like a very big cross section of people that like are in the video game space and also enjoy wrestling. So like, a lot of people.
Yeah, we also talked about that.
A lot of people that I am friends with or follow like are all really into wrestling, which I don't understand if there is a video game correlation that I'm just not aware of, or if it's just that wrestling's popular and
a host of Up Up Down Down are in WWE.
Well, I know that. I know Austin Creed, and
then
I know Greg Miller is also like he's hosted WWE stuff, and I think he's actually, I don't know, I saw it, he got pied in the face or something tonight. I don't fucking know, by JL something. I don't know. I feel like Dom would know if I just say random wrestling things. JL Crawford.
I don't know.
Maybe?
I don't know where you're not. I don't know what you're talking about. So
I'm just gonna look it up so I know. So
look it up
to see if you know what I'm talking
just making
about.
stuff up.
Let's see here. J. Clayfield, or J.C. Layfield.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't know. A guy with a cowboy hat. He pied. He pied Greg Miller in the face. I don't know.
Did you watch wrestling in the 90s?
Yeah.
It should be JBL, who was a big wrestler in the 90s, 2000s.
What the fuck what does it stand for?
John something
JBL
Layfield.
Wrestler. I don't know why.
He had the belt for a while.
JBL. Was he in any?
He was
like,
on with.
Was he in any?
He was on
groups?
with like Edge and all those guys.
Was he in a group with them? Was he in a group or no?
I don't think so.
I feel like I feel like this guy must have been when
He
I
might have
stopped
been.
watching wrestling. I don't know.
He might have been managed by Dusty Rhodes or the $1 Million Man for a while.
I don't know. I don't need to. I can't. There's a lot of information. I can't try to like sift through a fucking Wikipedia article on this person trying to figure out if I know who he is.
I don't think you can get me to watch wrestling anywhere at this point in my life. Anyway,
I loved wrestling when I was young.
Back in the day, yeah. I just don't think I can do it now.
I don't know. I nothing against people that watch wrestling now. I just nothing about it.
Oh no, I have a
to
big
me.
problem with those guys too. But like, yeah.
The fuck up, Todd. Anyways, also joining us tonight is the anti-wrestling fucking guy, Todd Gary. Todd, how you doing tonight? I couldn't think of a W word. I just gave up.
The anti-wrestling guy. There's a shirt for you.
I'll take it.
Toddy by nature. Toddy by nature boy. Who's the nature boy? Ric Flair?
Ric Flair.
Toddy by nature boy. There we go.
Toddy Piper. Come on.
Roddy Toddy Piper. Jake the Snake. Yeah. I don't know when I feel like DX is probably the generation of wrestling that after that I stopped watching. I couldn't tell you who was popular after DX.
I don't even know what that is.
The Generation X? That's like fucking X-Pac and fucking
I think I stopped watching
because X-Pac is the first member of DX that you mentioned instead of Triple H or Shawn Michaels.
Well, because like Triple H has been in wrestling so long, and even Shawn Michaels, they've been in wrestling so long that if I said one of those, like if I said Shawn Michaels, Todd's gonna be like, "Yeah, I know who fucking Shawn Michaels is, the Heartbreak Kid, baby." Right? That's the Heartbreak Kid. Do I even know what I'm talking about? I don't even know. Is Shawn Michaels the Heartbreak Kid?
Yes.
Okay.
Or
Sweet Chin Music? Is that his special?
Yes.
Correct. Damn, fucking wrestling might actually be fire. I saw someone tweet like wrestling is just live action anime. So Mike, I don't know if this means you need to start watching wrestling or not, but
yeah, I've heard the remark made, but that ship has sailed for me. I can't do it now.
Okay. And also,
yep, I'm here.
Rounding us out tonight is Dominic 40, the Disney daddy, the fucking wrestling guy. The non-anti-wrestling guy. Anyways, this is a fucking terrible intro. We're at a PTC Movie Club episode where we're talking about Willow. So if you have not watched Willow that came out in like 1988 and you don't want that spoiled for you, you can not listen to this episode yet. Or if you don't care, or if you have listened or watched the movie, then, here we go. We're going to get right into Willow. So buckle up. Before we do that, actually, Dom, do you want to reveal your PTC Movie Club for February?
No, I'm not decided yet.
Are you going to reveal at the end of the episode?
Yeah, I'll try to pick by then.
Okay.
Just do Hereditary, like we said.
So stay tuned through the whole episode.
I was gonna do The Witch, but we'll see.
Yes.
Great! I can't wait for fucking another year of garbage fucking movie picks. But before we get into Willow, this episode, of course, sponsored by our good friends at Goodnight Fatty from the Salem, Massachusetts area or the North Shore of Massachusetts on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday evening. You want yourself something hot, something sweet, something tasty, something fresh right out of the oven. You can head on down to 1 Washington Square and get yourself a delicious fatty. And if you're unaware of what a fatty is, you can check them out on social media, on Instagram at Goodnight Fatty and on Facebook at Goodnight Fatty, as well as Good Morning Chubby. And you can educate yourself on these tasty, tasty treats. Let me tell you, you will not be disappointed, and you'll be hungry, and you'll be wishing you were over here eating some delicious cookies or fatties. Anyways, a couple other housekeeping things. PAX is coming up. There's a couple of PAX things that we'll be announcing soon, but not just yet, so you can keep on the lookout for that if you are going to be attending PAX East, as well as there's a couple of things up from us. I put up some brief thoughts on Hi-Fi Rush, both. There's a first hour play on our YouTube channel, as well as I wrote something quick just about my initial impressions on it up on the website, pastcontroller.io. So if you want to hear a little bit more detailed words on that, you can check that out over on the website. And I think probably in the next episode that is not a movie club episode, I'm sure I will be talking about Hi-Fi Rush once I finish the game, because I think it is a standout game of the year so far. So very excited to gush a little bit more about that. But anyways, what everyone has come here for, of course, is our Willow conversation. So before we do the normal things we do with a movie club episode, I can't remember. Refresh my memory. Is Todd the only person who has seen Willow prior to this? Right, Mike or Dom? Did you watch? Have you?
Yes, I had not.
Okay, is this your first time also watching Willow, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, it was also mine as well. So we'll get into kind of those, or I guess we can just start right there. No, let's do what we always do. I don't want to take it out of order because then we're just gonna go on tangent. So, what do we think? And obviously, honor system. If you've looked it up already, then pull yourself out of the conversation here. But what do we think this has for a tomato meter and audience score, Mike?
Ooh, I really can't gauge it because they got a show now, so clearly it had some sort of people must have liked it in some capacity, but I never heard anyone really talk about it between the movie coming out.
I feel like it had like a cult following because I feel like I watched it once when I was a kid and never watched it again.
It probably has a show because it's the last Lucasfilm project that doesn't have anything
to do with Star Wars.
It doesn't have anything surviving right now.
Yeah,
indie and Star Wars
Yes. So I don't know. I'm gonna say critic 88 and then audience 87.
You said 88, 87?
Yeah.
Okay. Todd, what about you? Tomato and
say
audience.
55, 80.
All right. Don, what about you?
All right. 55 and 85, right? Those were the two. Mike was 85.
Mike said 88, 87.
88.
Dom said, Todd said 55, 80.
I'm going to go 70, 75.
All right. Well, Todd must have looked this up, the cheater he is, because it is a 53 tomato and a 79 audience. So I think that probably falls under the cult classic, maybe, with critics not really caring too much.
Wait, what was the audience, did you say?
79. So Todd was 2 off and 1 off. So Todd definitely cheated. Fucking piece of shit. But yeah, Mike, I don't really know. I think Dom might be the correct here with the fact that it has a Disney Plus show is just because Disney is gonna make whatever content they can around the things that they own, and they own Lucas, so that would be my guess. But there is some interesting history surrounding the movie and its production and stuff like that. So who knows? Maybe there is a want for Willow. Jen loves Willow. She was like,
does she still love it now?
The movie or the show?
The movie. She watched it a lot growing up. She said. But I will say this. So take this for what you will. This is maybe a spoiler for my opinion on the movie. Before we get there,
I knew you wouldn't like it. If that's what you're gonna say.
Here's my. Well, here
let's
this could potentially be a spoiler for how my thoughts are going to lay out for this episode. After we had watched the film, I watched the first episode of the show. So, there we go. I don't know. You tell me. I was intrigued enough. I'll say this. The first half of that movie is real fucking slow. Then,
very slow.
For me, the turning point of that film is when fucking not Madagascar.
Val Kilmer?
Yeah,
Val Kilmer.
What is his
Mad
name?
Madigan.
Mad Madigan. When Mad Madigan gets hit.
Mardigan.
Yeah,
Radigan. When Mad Mardigan gets hit with the dust of broken hearts, which first of all might be one of the fucking most incredible names for something like that I've ever when those little things, I forget what they're called, which one of them is
brownies.
Yeah, brownies.
Brownies.
One of them is the father from Maisel, which is just funny to me. But yeah, when they hit him with the fucking dust of broken hearts, I think that's what it's called, the dust of broken hearts. I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget. Yeah, dust of broken hearts. Mad Mardigan fucking complete change of character, and it's great. Like, he doesn't stay under that spell for the rest, but like, just even his performance changes from that scene forward. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm now a little more hooked on what's happening here. But
I think Val Kilmer is the best part of the movie, easily. I mean,
I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I agree with that, but
I just want to say one thing, and this is like jumping ahead, but I was dying laughing when, is it Kale or whatever the guy's name is,
with the skull, skull face, yeah.
No, is that the skull? The guy who when the skull face kills the guy who's like with
Eric,
fucking Val Kilmer.
Eric, Eric.
When he dies, he's like, oh. It's like, I don't know if you watched it. And it's like they definitely could not figure out how to play dead, because it was like he just it was like, I was dying laughing. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of not great acting in this movie. I think the biggest thing for me was that like why I think I needed Mad Mardigan to like win me over in the movie is simply because from the onset of the film, he is like the scoundrel character. He's like he's
Han Solo.
I know.
He's Han Solo in this film.
But he's a less likable Han Solo. Like a not as.
I mean, I guess.
I don't know. Like, yes, he is Han Solo of this movie.
Let's do a compare and contrast here. Did Han Solo ever cross-dress to get out of a situation? I'm thinking
that we saw in the films. No.
Okay.
Do we think he did it? Probably.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. He's definitely he's a bamboozler. He's been in situations where he's got to get out of them. Like, come on. So like I had to like, knowing that this is clearly like an archetype for a Lucas project of like, this is a Han Solo character, it needed to like win me over in some way, and it eventually I think the performance changed, like literally changed from the movie forward after that point. But
can we also talk about how this movie is just Lord of the Rings?
So it really fucking is. It really fucking is Lord of the Rings, which I also like.
I feel like we are tarnished because we all saw this movie. Well, besides Todd had seen it before, but we have all seen this movie post Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. So like there were scenes in this movie, and I was like, that is literally a scene from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Well, this is a Lucas thing, and Lucas, he just takes popular things and shoots it around a little bit. It's like, hey, look.
Yeah.
I got something new for you.
Well,
I suppose the cartoon was already out at that point, right? The cartoon film of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume so. Yeah.
It was the 70s, I think, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie was 88, so
it was
like, if it was 70s.
Yeah, Rankin Bass did.
That was I think it was late 70s, right?
Something like that.
78. Yeah.
I had, where the fuck is the budget?
But yeah, there's that scene near the beginning when they first leave the Nelwyn village, and they're all like walking across the bridge, and it's like an upshot like between the mountains of them walking across the bridge, and I was like, that is literally just Lord of the Rings. It's literally just like I'm just watching the hobbits walk across the bridge from the Shire. Like,
so this movie being old, obviously, you know, budget and intake are a little bit I don't know, different, I guess. Like, I don't know what the gauge of something back then blockbuster wise would be. I guess from the 80s, what would be like a blockbuster from the 80s?
What film year is this? 1988?
Yeah.
88. So 85 is Back to the Future, and then 1990
Terminator?
Let's see.
Yeah.
1988 blockbusters.
Top Gun.
Terminator was 88
Roger
or
Rabbit.
89, right?
Ghostbusters,
yeah.
Top Gun.
Is Roger Rabbit
I think Top Gun was
a
80.
blockbuster?
I mean, was 87.
Crocodile
wow.
Dundee,
Okay.
Three Men and a Baby.
So here's a better. All right. So before we even go into that, what with a budget of just, I believe, just over 8 million, what do you think that? I'm sorry, that is incorrect. It had an opening of 8 million. So spoiler. There's a little hint for you.
So it made more than 8 million.
With a budget of 35 million.
Maybe.
I have two different numbers here. So with the budget of 35 million, what do you think this movie came down on?
I think it might have broke even.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say like I don't know. I'll say 40.
40. Mike saying even. Todd, what are you saying?
I'll say 55.
Todd is an actual piece of shit who has probably looked things up
I
because
just
fucking piece of shit.
He just keeps picking the number 55. That's what he's been doing. He's just been going 55.
No, he's Googling. He just said he looked it up.
I was waiting for everyone else to go because I wasn't going to ruin it.
Fucking piece of shit. So it's confusing. Where we normally pull these numbers from is Box Office Mojo, and Box Office Mojo has it listed as just over 57, but
also says 137.
Yeah,
right?
It says 137 on like other sources in Wikipedia, so I don't know what this actually did, but
because is one of them adjusted for inflation?
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the other ones are adjusted for inflation.
Did it get some sort of re-release maybe?
Or maybe it got re-released. The thing that's confusing is that, because I was looking into this a little bit because I wanted to kind of see if this movie was popular at the time or like whatever, and this movie had a lot of trouble apparently getting picked up, which I think is wild because this is post Star Wars original trilogy. You know what I mean? Like I know that like Star Wars initially had problems like getting greenlit or picked up, right? Didn't Fox own it at first because they like had trouble trying to get it made?
It was a whole thing.
Yeah. So I can understand at a certain point, but like this is post the first 3 Star Wars films, so I would imagine that like people would have a little bit of faith.
And post most of the Indiana Jones at that point, I think, right?
I feel like Ron Howard was on a pretty hot streak.
2 of them, at least one of them.
I think 2.
Ron Howard was on like a pretty hot streak going into this movie.
I have George Lucas. Yeah, I have George Lucas's IMDb up because I was looking at this. So like, aside from Star Wars, yes, you have Lost Ark is already out at this point. Raiders, Temple of Doom is already out at this point. I guess, and then Last Crusade is the year after. So, so I mean, he has some bangers under his belt. So I thought it was a little weird because this movie was initially released by MGM, which I don't think is normally where his movie. Like, are Indiana Jones under Fox or where are those under? I know it's all under Disney now, but
yeah, I feel like there's someplace. I feel like they're not Fox. I'm saying that only because I remember looking for them to watch at some point, and they were on Paramount Plus. I never determined why.
Oh,
weird.
They were so maybe those were under
what
MGM.
Was, what was the question again?
Like who initially put out Indy?
I don't think I've watched an Indy.
Sure.
I don't think I've watched a movie from like the beginning.
Yeah, it should be MGM.
MGM. Okay, so then
it should be MGM
because the thing I was reading did cite that like Lucas was trying to get this made with another studio, and they were all passing on it, and he leveraged his good relationship with MGM to have them pick it up. But the other thing was a lot of the hesitancy from what I was reading was not about Lucas. It was about fantasy films not doing well. So like the article I was reading cited, I thought I have it right here.
Paramount.
It's Paramount? Okay.
Raiders is Paramount.
So when did Neverending Story? I was comparing it to Neverending Story the entire time, and there was another fantasy film from the 80s I was trying to think of.
Brad?
Yeah, kind of.
So
I think I was leaning more towards like Labyrinth, I would say.
Yeah, the thing I was reading was saying that films such as Krull, Legend, Dragon Slayer, and Labyrinth did not perform well in the box office. So there was a lot of hesitancy for another like, big budget blockbuster fantasy film at the time.
It's funny that Legend has already come out, and Val Kilmer, I think Top Gun came out the year before this.
Yeah, they're all like around the same time.
Val Kilmer saw that Tom Cruise was in Legend and was like, I can do Willow. I can do this.
Legend was the one I watched way more. I watched like Willow once. I was like into Legend back in the day.
I've never seen any of those. I've seen a Labyrinth actually, I believe.
I think you saw Willow.
Well, yeah, I saw Willow, but so yeah, it was interesting to see. But I pulled up. Where did I pull this up? I pulled up domestic box office for 1988. So obviously this doesn't include the international box office. I don't think I can pull it both in the same thing this way, but just for some context about other movies in the same year. Who Framed Roger Rabbit pulled in, which was the top movie of the year, pulled in $156 million. And
that one's a tough one.
And that is just domestic.
That's a tough one because that was a big thing at the time.
Yeah.
That was multiple studios working together.
I'll run down the top 10. I don't think we need to go.
Also, Zemeckis directed.
Zemeckis can't miss. Zemeckis can't miss.
Number 2 is Coming to America, which was $128 million. Again, these are U.S. box office, not international. So, Good Morning Vietnam was number 3 at $122 million. Big was 4 at $114 million. Number 5 was Crocodile Dundee 2.
Was Tom Hanks at that point? Big.
I thought that was his first big. Did Splash come up before that?
Yeah,
I think so. And he would have been on Bosom Buddies, but
oh yeah, that's true too. Turner and Hooch.
Number 6.
80, yeah.
Is Barb's fucking bachelor party.
6 is 3 Men and a Baby. 90 mil. Number 7 is Die Hard, 83 mil. Number 8 is Moonstruck, garbage fucking film, 80 mil. Number 9 is Cocktail, 78 mil. Number 10 is Beetlejuice, 73 mil. And then I'll just get to Willow because Willow is number 12. So number 11 is A Fish Called Wanda at 62 mil, and Willow is number 12 at 57. It did beat out Rambo.
Top
3.
Man, A Fish Called Wanda is criminally low because that movie fucking still holds up to this day too. It's so good.
So it was top 12, is what you're telling me.
For the year, which I guess is not bad. I guess that
was a big year too. Most of those movies that you mentioned had actors, like A-list actors that were like in their prime.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
this movie starred, what's his face? Warwick Davis.
Val Kilmer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, I'll just round to the fifth. I'll do the top 15. I'm not gonna keep going, but 13 was Rambo 3, 53 mil. 14 was Scrooge, 52 mil, and 15 was Bull Durham, 50 mil. I've always meant to watch Bull Durham, and I never have. It's a baseball film. I feel like Dom's probably
if you like Moonstruck, you'll love Bull Durham.
Have you seen Bull Durham, Todd?
I have. Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah, I've heard it's a good movie. I've heard if you like baseball, you'll like Bull Durham. You should watch Bull Durham if you like baseball.
If you like baseball, you should watch.
Moonstruck is an Oscar-winning film, isn't it?
Unfortunately, it's fucking garbage. Have you seen it, Dom?
No.
It is fucking stupid. Have you seen it, Mike?
No.
Todd, what's your next pick?
Maybe that's. I'm
gonna make it my next pick. Yeah.
It's a really bad movie. Nicolas Cage. Oh man, it's so I don't want to spoil it in case someone picks
ABC. ABC, always be Cajun.
It is not a good movie. But anyways, I will continue with Willow.
Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes says you're wrong.
Apparently the Oscar says I'm wrong too. I mean, but the Oscars is probably not going to give fucking Stephanie Hsu or fucking Everything Everywhere All at Once awards. So like the awards it deserves. So the Oscars really, what do they know?
No, I think at least one or two of those guys will win.
Your words come the upcoming Oscars.
Let's see. Moonstruck won an Oscar for Best Actress in a Leading Role for Cher. Yep. Best Actress in a Supporting Role for Olympia Dukakis, and Best Writing Screenplay by John Patrick Shanley. And it was also nominated for Best Picture, nominated for Best Actor in a Supporting Role, and nominated for Best Director. Fucking terrible film. You don't see fucking Nicolas Cage get nominated in that movie, do you? No, because he has I can't say it, but he has a wooden hand for no fucking reason. Like it's such a the movie's just not good. The wooden hand thing is fine. Like he has a wooden hand, whatever. But like it's a weird plot point in the movie that I think doesn't need to be there. I don't know. I don't want to continue talking about fucking Moonstruck. The movie was not good. The only thing that movie has going for it is when the moon hits your eye like a fucking pizza pie. Okay, other than that, get the fuck out of here.
Apparently, you don't like disabled people, all right?
Okay, guy. I'll fucking slap the shit out of you with my wooden hand.
With a wooden hand.
Yeah. I forget why he has a wooden hand. I don't know. It's like a stupid thing.
He lost his hand.
No, I think he fights his brother or something. It's just stupid. I don't know. The movie's not good.
Maybe I'll do Happy Gilmore, Moonstruck.
All fake hand movies.
All movies with wooden hands.
listen, I don't dislike the movie because of Nicolas Cage's wooden hand. I don't dislike the movie for a lot of fucking reasons, and that's not the reason why I dislike it. Anyways, so what are we thinking here? Let's dish about Willow. How are we? It's everyone's first time watching it. So Todd, did you actually rewatch it, Todd?
Yeah.
Did you like it when you initially saw it, or back in the day, or whatever?
I didn't dislike it. I kind of was like, whatever. I was really young when I saw it.
Has your opinion changed either way on it now?
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing I'd ever watch again.
Yeah.
You know, the dragon thing was top tier special effects. There was like, there's some the suit, the troll suits and everything was really good.
I don't know if Todd's fucking around or not. I will tell you right now, according to George Lucas.
The special effects were probably pretty good.
According to this thing I was reading, George Lucas initially approached Warwick Davis about playing this role in this movie back when they were shooting
Return of the Jedi.
Yes, and he basically, this is, I'm sure, all like condensed. I don't know what actually was going on, but from what this thing was saying was that he basically was like, oh, but the technology I need for this movie for my vision isn't available yet, so we gotta wait. So, and I'm assuming that's the fucking this shit, which according to some other thing I read, the transformation...
We gotta wait how long?
Like 5 years or whatever it was.
Yeah. I mean, it would probably took 2 years to make a movie at that point. So
yeah,
it was like we gotta wait like a year.
Wait like 3 years.
I brought it up because Todd was joking on the fucking on the visual effects, which again for the time, like you said, were probably good, and apparently they were because.
Just a quick Rumble update. Logan Paul's just entering now.
Oh wow, wonderful!
He called it.
So they either won awards for, or it was like it pioneered new visual technology with all of the on-screen transformations. That was like a big deal.
With the when she went from a
like an emu
to a raven to a
apparently that was big deal technology.
No, that actually
she went from a raven to a sheep.
Yeah,
that stuff was whatever. Towards the end of the movie, when fucking Balmoria fucking deer turns everyone into pigs, that shit was legitimately fucking fucked up looking. Like it was like, I don't know. I actually, for that time, I don't know how they filmed that, because it was like, especially on certain characters, like when it was like honed in on fucking Mad Mardigan and a few other people, it was like, it was showing them slowly turn into a pig.
If I were a child seeing that, I would have cried. And would have had nightmares about turning into a pig.
I'm going to cry and have nightmares tonight from that, because I'm thinking about it again now. It was legitimately fucking disturbing. I don't know. I feel like I feel like the thing that I always bring up for most of the movies we watch, and I'll bring it up again here, this movie was far too fucking long. But
how long do you want a movie to be?
Good. I want it to be good. I want it to be good within the time it's there.
I thought it was a fine movie.
No, I didn't think it was bad.
It's like 2 hours and 10 minutes or less.
Minutes. I feel like the end scene at the castle was like 45 minutes of the movie too. I feel like that was like a very long scene, or maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know.
No, I mean the first half.
It definitely got to a point.
The middle of the movie is basically in the snow. That's like the middle point of the movie is when they get to the snow. So that's love dust. That's they eventually get to fucking, I don't know, the castle that doesn't have people in it.
Mm-hmm. And then the big fight with the
trolls, and then
dragon.
and then they go to the final castle. So like the last hour of the movie is like basically that. It's like they go to those two places. What were you gonna say, Mike?
Now I kind of forget. It was something along the lines about the movie being long, but then like the last half, like you were saying, was essentially the major battle of the film. Like the major part of the film was like the last half.
I guess this my thing when I say a movie is too long is, for me, it's like I'm wondering if there are things that can just be flat out cut out of the film that don't need to be there. And if it's like if throughout the film we're taking out scenes and it adds up to 10 minutes, that's fine. Like I want those 10 minutes back, because there were a lot of scenes in this film that I don't know if they were meant to be like comedic relief or whatever they were meant to be, but there was definitely shit that didn't need to be there. But this movie also has a hard time because it is a singular film, which I don't know if there was a plan or if they were intended to maybe make sequels to this at the time. I have no idea. The show is a direct sequel. If anyone didn't know that, I can confirm that with the first episode. But it has to establish everything, because it's like it's not based on a book. Like, it's, as far as I know, like it's just like an original screenplay by George Lucas was what I think it is, or original story. Because actually, I don't think he wrote the screenplay, because Ron Howard directed it, and I think someone else wrote the screenplay, and Lucas was just involved. But I think it's Lucas's story. But so like the movie has to, the beginning half of the film has to do so much legwork to establish setting, main character, plot, like magic. All this shit has to be established, squeezed into this first hour, and then the final hour is like, all right, now that we've like pounded you with proper nouns, now we can fucking do some shit. So maybe that's kind of where it is. It's just a lot for a movie.
I think movies are just different back then, because I feel like if I were that target audience, let's say I was 10 years old watching that movie in 1988, I'm going to the movie theater, I'm sitting there for, like, I think that would be like the maximum use of my time is like 2 hours watching a movie like that in a theater. Now that I'm at home, it's like, yeah, I'm watching it here, but can you pick this up a little bit? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely picking The Irishman as my next movie then.
Okay, we'll give Todd 2 months, and we'll just do like 2 hours. We'll do 2 hours 1 month, and the next 2 hours the next month.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Like overall, I'm walking away with this movie again. I watched the first episode of the show, and I'm gonna watch the rest of the show unless the show gets bad.
I heard the show was pretty boring. That's the complaint. That's the complaints I've heard about it. It's just kind of.
I like the first episode. The first episode was like 50 minutes long. I kind of hope the whole show is not 50-minute episodes.
I think that's what I read. I think they're all like an hour long.
Does Willow become like a real? Okay, I'm gonna ask this question. Does Willow become like a real sorcerer?
Do you want me to spoil that for you?
I'm just curious. I don't think I'm gonna sit down and watch the show. Like, it's still not something I feel like doing.
I am going to. I guess if you have watched the film and you're listening to us talk about the film and you haven't watched the show and you don't want the show spoiled for you, you can skip ahead like 30 seconds. We won't talk about the show long, but I'm going to answer Mike's question right now, which is, yes, he is a sorcerer.
Ooh, does he really?
I mean, he was a sorcerer at the end of the movie.
Yeah, but he's like, this motherfucker comes out with a dope ass staff and shit. Like he's not fucking around. He's fucking.
He threw something in the air and it turned into a bird at the end of the movie, so.
But see, the thing is, in the movie, he's more of like a magician because he makes
end of the movie.
At the end of the movie, he literally uses one of his tricks to hide Eleanor, Alora.
Above Morta?
Yeah.
No. The baby.
The
baby.
Alora, yeah.
Okay.
Alora Dannon.
So I also didn't know anything about Willow, like pretty much at all. I thought Willow was gonna be the baby. Like, I didn't know Warwick Davis was going to be Willow. I also, for some reason, expected this movie to, like, either have a time skip or something, because, like, I just didn't expect it to be a baby the whole movie. I thought that, like, again, I thought Willow was going to be the baby, and the baby was going to, like, be a fucking knight or something and, like, fuck shit up.
Yeah, so let's talk about this real quick.
No, the baby was actually
the whole
too. Did you guys know that?
I want to believe that's true. Though the evil witch lady, whose name I didn't bother learning,
Bev
Morta.
She is like, yeah, this baby's gonna fucking ruin my shit. And the seers said that, like, the baby.
That's just Sleeping Beauty, by the way.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. The baby's gonna ruin my shit. The baby didn't do anything to her. She spent all her time like setting up her elaborate, like, I gotta kill the baby a certain way. Haha. She killed everybody else. Like, the mother died. The whatchamacallit? I forget what you call the lady that took the baby away.
The midwife.
Midwife. I couldn't remember the word for midwife. Died, even though they said like bring back the midwife and the baby to me alive. They sent the dogs out. The dogs just tore that lady apart.
Those dogs are fucking also terrifying.
Yeah,
they're like, it was awful.
I'm happy that those dogs did not come back later in the movie. I also don't know why they didn't have more of those dogs, because those dogs would have fucked all those people up.
One of those dogs is the dog from Air Bud too.
I fucking hate dogs so much.
Yeah, but anyway, the evil witch lady whose name Dom just said, Bavmorda, she gets killed at the end by lightning or the magic's wand. I'm not quite sure. The baby
she gets the ritual she's trying to perform.
The ritual, yeah, it gets performed on her,
which I did like. I thought that was a cool way to like kill the villain.
I also
quote unquote kill the villain.
I also liked that it was Willow using sleight of hand. Like, I don't need to be a real sorcerer. Yeah. I can do this myself.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I did enjoy that. I will say Willow took a little too long to come into that fucking final chamber, though. Like, my dude. He's a bitch. They're fucking up your friends right now. Your friends are fucked up. There's a baby that has electrical tape wrapped around it for some reason. Like,
to be fair, how many times did Frodo want to go home and fucking leave the ring? And it was Sam that was like, dude, we gotta fucking do this shit.
Hold on. Frodo was being
Frodo's in the Shire I've ever been before.
Frodo was being literally internally fucking changed by the power of the ring. Willow was just like, I don't know if I trust this guy in a cage to take my baby. I mean, I guess I'll hang out.
Yeah, would you trust a guy in a cage to take your baby?
No.
I think it's a little smarter there.
Wait, when they're fighting the two ladies at the end, and when the good one flips over, like
you mean when Gandalf the Grey shows up, or Gandalf the White shows up because it's Lord of the Rings?
There's a point when she like falls into the rubble, and like that actress definitely took that fall because her legs were like up in the air at one point. I'm like, whoa, what is happening?
I will say there were a few moments that literally made me fucking laugh out loud, and I don't know if it was the intention of the film, but like. After Willow gives Alora? I don't know why I can't remember these fucking names.
Alora Dillon. You guys just complained that they threw so much at you, and yet I'm the one that fucking got all the information. I didn't think the movie was too long. I got all the fucking information. The Nelwyns, the Daikinis.
Okay, but are you watching the show though?
No, I didn't have to.
But I'm saying,
I got all the information from the 2-hour film.
If you're really a Willow fan, you'd watch the show. So I mean,
I didn't say I was.
Oh damn!
I said watch 2 hours of movie and absorbed all the information.
But when Willow gives Alora to the Dakini Mad Mardigan, when they're traveling, and when him and Migosh, I think Migosh is the other.
Yep.
Look at that! I'm fucking proper noun man over here. When him and Migosh are going back to elsewhere, Elwyn, Arwen. It's all just Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, no, I got
it. When the brownies fly above them and steal Alora,
with them being called brownies, but
but he's literally just like, I got a baby. I fucking lost it. I was like,
I was so confused at that point because I thought it was just a full-grown person riding a giant bird, and I was like, "What is happening?"
Yeah, I was very confused.
We're 10 minutes into this movie, and now there's a giant bird.
Oh no, that was like minute 37. That was pretty deep in. Yeah. The first 20 minutes of that movie, they are still in Willow's home village. Like they are there for a while, establishing. I don't know what.
His neighbor's a fucking asshole.
His neighbor's
Mr.
a fucking
Buttlicker
dick.
or whatever his name.
I'm happy that he got fucking bird shit on his face.
I don't remember his name, but we'll call him Buttlicker.
That guy got thrown up in the face by fucking Alora. He got bird shit at the end of the movie. He deserved it.
Yeah, he was awful.
What were you gonna say, Todd?
I said the whole beginning of that movie, I felt like I was watching like an Ewok movie too, in some ways, because half of those people were Ewoks.
I mean, yeah, they probably were, honestly.
They probably were. They were hard in the cast.
I mean, again,
What's the dude from Bad Santa?
He was there. He was there.
He was an Ewok. There was a couple other people there.
George Lucas does a ton for that community, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
I will say, like, for that time too, and I mean, I couldn't even tell you another movie that has the lead actor is little person the correct term? I don't want to say the wrong term. I'm not sure.
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe, yeah.
Oh no, I believe they prefer. Oh, wait.
Todd, shut the fuck up.
I was gonna say something terrible.
Whatever it is, it's wrong.
I think
Guys, Mike.
like, I'm sure that was kind of a big deal at the time, like, for that to be the case.
100%.
Again, I don't think I can think of another movie that has a lead actor. I actually meant to pull up Warwick Davis's IMDb. I wanted to see what else.
He's in Harry Potter. He's in Star Wars.
Oh, I didn't know he was in Harry Potter. What is he in Harry Potter?
You did, because we had this conversation on the podcast.
Yeah. Now I have to remember everything that happens on the podcast too.
He's Professor Flitwick, and he's Professor something.
No, he was also Grim.
Oh, no.
He was also
Grimhook.
Professor Snape is
Griphook.
Dumbledore.
Griphook.
Let's see.
Andy's another. I think he's another goblin.
Is he the leprechaun? Does he play the leprechaun?
Yes, he is.
Oh,
he's
yes,
also the leprechaun.
Yeah. Yes, that's like.
So known for Willow, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I don't know. Leprechaun and Ray.
What year?
2005.
What year? I wonder who he was in the movie.
Marvin.
I don't remember being. Oh,
that was the robot.
He's the robot.
Yeah. Is Ray 2004? Is that the?
That would be the Jamie Foxx movie.
Okay, interesting. And then one of the other lines again. Besides, I still like. The dust of broken hearts is like that is some baller ass shit. Like, if fucking Andre 3000 put out an album called The Dust of Broken Hearts, like, that would be an incredible album name. Like, it's just a good phrase. Like, that is just a good name. But towards the end of the movie, when they're when Willow casts the shielding spell to, like, protect him from becoming a pig, and then after they turn everyone back from pigs, which that whole scene almost was like, what are we even doing if, like, this is immediately gonna get reversed? Like, it was a cool on-screen thing, but I don't know. Like, they immediately reverted it
because they needed a reason for him to have to perform that spell.
Yeah, I think they also. I mean, it allowed them to actually get inside because the army thought that they were all pigs. So, like, it does serve a plot purpose, I guess, too. But it's
also the turning point where, like, Willow casts the spell, and then everyone's like, "What are we gonna do now?" And he comes up with this plan, and everybody's like looking at each other like, "This sounds stupid," but he is the one that just saved us.
So
yeah, he was like, "Yeah, I used to stomp Womp with my T16 back at home." So
the line that made me laugh, I looked at Jen and I was like, "What is this fucking movie?" They're making a plan, and Willow's like, "Oh, I got a plan." He's like, "Back in my village, we have a lot of gophers," and Mad Mardigan looks at him and goes, "Willow, that's agriculture. This is war." And I just fucking lost it. Like, what is this dialogue? And then it's, "Oh no, cool. We're gonna do the gopher trick." And it's like, all right, the whole army, let's hide under a blanket and we'll fucking trick them.
I thought the gopher thing would be like, yeah, we're gonna dig a tunnel underground, but no,
that's what they were gonna do too.
I guess the gophers just like cover themselves with, like, dust colored tarp, and then pop
up. It's whack-a-mole.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. There we go. Those are moles, not gophers. It's a whole other thing. We'll talk about it later.
But I think the action scenes in the movie, for the most part, were like whatever. I didn't care for them. I hated the scene in the castle that was like had the frozen people and they fought the dragon and stuff. Like, there was just a lot going on there.
But that fucking the evil witch's daughter fucking loved watching Mad Mardigan, like, just kill her own dudes.
She was getting her rocks off. She's getting her rocks off.
Yeah.
Kevin, I got the vapors.
I liked their chemistry in the movie. I also didn't I didn't know anything about this until I was reading just about the film after. But those two, Val Kilmer and that actress, were married for a portion of time and have two kids together. Yes, they're not together anymore, but they were together for a while. But there was another thing I wanted to say. I think the best fight scene for me that I enjoyed the most was when the skull guy kills Eric and he goes, ugh. No, that's what Todd said.
Yeah, so
I can't remember if Todd said
good.
that on the podcast or not, so I want to bring it back up.
Yeah,
But they really, it's like the turning point of the movie for me when Allura gets captured and they also get captured and they're in the snow, like little like tents in the snow, and they escape from there, and that's when he gets hit in the head with the dust of fucking broken hearts. The way that he follows Willow, like sneaking around the camp, is really just like good acting by Val Kilmer, because I feel like before that it was just kind of whatever in the movie. But then when he comes out, when he goes to like sneak in and steal Laura, and then he ends up like, you know, falling in love because of the dust of broken hearts with Shorsha, I think is the character's name. And then the guy comes in and like catches them or whatever, and like he cuts the tent down and then cuts his way out of the fucking tent, and then he fights everyone there, and he's like flipping the like, it's just like good sword handling. It's just like a good scene. That's like the best action scene I think in the movie. I don't know.
I actually thought the action wasn't bad considering the time that the movie was made. You know, like the most part. This is so stupid, but there was one point near the end where someone threw something and it went right into a like, it looked like a Chinese star, and I was like, that looked pretty good for back then. You know, like I'm like, how did they do that?
Oh, that's when they're in their
carriage.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
like
the
scene you were talking about. The scene you were talking about, Brenden, was the one where Willow looks at him and he's like, "Oh, you weren't lying. Like, you really are a good swordsman."
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I thought the carriage scene was actually pretty good for things back then.
Yeah,
too.
that wasn't bad.
But there was one scene that the end of that when like the guys get flung off the carriage and the carriage is going sideways. It looked like those horses were like really fucking like those horses probably got beat up pretty bad back then.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
it did not look good.
The horses,
Yeah.
even that at some point when the good witch turned into like a bird and then she's like flapping around. I'm like, that bird looks like it's actually in distress. Like you didn't train that bird to do something.
No, that also
looked
looked
just like unhappy.
It made me think of Nope.
Yeah.
Because like of how like animals are treated and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, it seems like there might have been a lot of bad things happening on that set because
I'm sure that was all the time back then. Yeah.
I feel like there were a few different times where like people are getting tackled or something, or like fighting closely, and it just looks like they're just like fucking flailing around. Like this doesn't look like it's choreographed, or if it was, it's not going the way it was supposed to. When Willow is up on the like perch when they're in that castle, and he's like trying to keep Allura safe, and people keep coming in, and like half the bridge is on fire.
When the flying monkeys keep dropping down on him.
Yeah, like some of that scene looks a little rough. Also, I'm pretty sure he like stabs two dudes down the stairs, and it looks like those dudes actually fall down the stairs, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. I don't know. I like the movie. Like again, I came away with it like, I'm gonna throw on this first episode of the show and see if I fucking care. I think the show is gonna need a little bit more for me to like stick around. Like the next episode might need to like hook me, which I think it definitely ends the episode on like, I don't want to say a cliffhanger, but like a reveal, and it's like, oh okay, like all right, maybe I'll watch the next episode. But
Liam and Logan both watched like 90% of it, I'd say. Like, and like they don't.
Did they like it or no?
Like they seem to enjoy it.
Were they
like,
scared by it? Because I feel like some of that shit was scary.
No, they were watching me play Dead Space earlier. They don't care.
Like the pig shit did not scare them?
No, they didn't care.
Of course, they're Todd's kids. They're dark inside. Like I'm scared of them.
Polar Knight in the chat said that our cameras are set up as the evolution of beard growth. So there you go.
I'm gonna have to shave.
Yeah.
I don't want this in my life anymore. So the quick thing I wanted to bring up, it's like such a minor thing, but if we're comparing this to Star Wars, and I sort of am, and the lady,
and not Lord of the Rings,
but not Lord of the Rings. If the lady that was like a fucking muskrat and a bird and a
yep,
she's like the Obi-Wan. I was like, what did you really teach Willow? Like she did try to teach him like that spell, but she was like mean about it. When Willow screwed up multiple times, I guess.
So she's more like Yoda.
Well, I think
like Yoda.
I think
she's like, Willow, you idiot.
Because Yoda was kind of a dick to Luke.
I'm like, come on, he's trying. He's clearly not trying. She's like, Willow, you idiot, you turned me into a goat.
I think it's
also she was like, "Yeah, this is gonna hurt, but you have to concentrate, or you won't bring me back." And she's at the same time, she's like, "Oh, you fucking stupid idiot! You're fucking this all up."
She's really more the
you
like
gotta concentrate, you fucking moron.
she's the Rick to Willow's Morty.
I think I'm trying to find the character's name because I don't remember the character's name, but I think Raziel is Gandalf is the
Yoda.
good wizard. I think she is mostly mad because the fairy that I can't find the name of, I forget that character. Sharalinda. Sharalindia.
Yeah.
Is like, oh, I'm sending you a fucking wizard, and she's like mad, like, no, you sent me a fucking farmer. Like, you did not send me a fucking wizard.
Yeah, so they're.
I think the prophecy says that she'll send a sorcerer.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like there's like not a lot of different factions, but like it seemed like no one was really, not like they weren't on the same page, but essentially like, so Willow gets wrapped up into this. And he doesn't really know what's going on. And then like another party that we didn't know about before shows up, was like, hey, listen, this is what's going on. Go over here and they'll fix your problem. He goes to another place and like, well, you don't, it's not what they said it was. It's really just me here and I'm a fucking animal. I have to fix that. And like, I don't know. It was weird. And then the baby ultimately does nothing.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't know.
We're at the hour point. So where are we falling?
To be fair, again, it's just prophecy, and the prophecy said that the baby would cause the demise of Bavmorda, and that is what happened.
Bro, I read the Harry Potter books. I understand how prophecies work. You
It always
read a
gets
prophecy, you're like,
misinterpreted. Yep.
it's like, oh, this baby's gonna fuck me up. I better do something about it. And then they do something about it. It fucks them up. I mean, I think that's really more of like a Shakespeare and like Greek tragedy thing. But regardless, I'm gonna reference Harry Potter instead.
Yeah.
I get it. It was just, I don't know. I guess I kept waiting for the baby to do something. I don't know. I wanted so much from a baby. I was just like, this baby,
yeah,
it's got the thing on her arm.
I did expect the baby to do something at some point, which I'm not mad that Allura didn't. And I'll just, spoilers, maybe Allure's probably gonna do something in the show. Would be my guess.
Oh, she's in the show?
The show is a direct sequel to the movie. I mean, there is,
but is it
time has passed, huh?
It's not the same actress by any chance, is it? That played the baby in the show?
That I actually don't know.
I'm curious about that.
I'm gonna assume no. I feel like it's a weird thing.
Yeah, it'd be weird,
especially if that baby isn't an actress like anymore. I don't know how often like babies that are in movies stay in Hollywood. I mean,
there are a few instances.
It's Disney money, so I mean, I could see them doing that, but I don't know. I mean, but there are other people that were in the movie aside from Warwick Davis that are also in the show. I mean, the actress that plays Sorsha is in the show, at least in the first episode. I won't, for spoiler reasons, I won't say if anyone else is there or not, but
oh shit, Christian Slater's on the show?
I think I did know that. I think I did know that. I know Val Kilmer like doesn't really do much anymore because he has like throat cancer and shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do think that Val Kilmer might have some sort of maybe cameo appearance in the show. I don't know though, because at least the first episode makes it clear that Mad Mardigan is either dead or not around.
The actress that plays Allura in the show is 25 years old.
Yeah, so yeah, same person.
So it's not the same person.
What's his name's in the show too from fucking Spider-Man?
Yes,
Tony
is seemingly
Revelry.
a main character, at least according how the first episode is playing out. So
he's also going to be in the new Scream.
That I did see him on a movie poster or something. Good for him. There was something else you asked, Mike, and I can't remember what you said now.
Ooh, well, I can't remember either.
Okay, I thought you asked something else. Maybe not. So I guess where we're gonna drop things off here is overall, how is everyone feeling about it? Like Mike, it's your first time watching this movie. This movie's, from 1988. Obviously, it falls in the wheelhouse of things that all of us sort of fuck around with. So how is this stacking up for you?
It's all right. I feel like at the end of the day, I've always leaned more sci-fi than fantasy. So like,
so funny.
it was
You
fine.
have the same exact response I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Like it was fine.
I don't think I like fantasy films. I don't know if I can think off the top of my head minus Lord of the Rings, and I'm not even a diehard Lord of the Ring guy. But like,
you like Game of Thrones?
Yeah, that's probably the most I've ever been into like a fantasy style show or movie or anything was Game of Thrones.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I also kind of fall in that camp of I think I prefer other settings to fantasy. I want to like fantasy. I like certain types of fantasy. I mean, I love Zelda is my favorite video game series of all time, and that's fantasy. So
okay, name 5 Zelda games.
So like I do like fantasy media, but yeah, as far as movies and stuff, like I love Lord of the Rings, but I don't think I really seek out other fantasy media. But I liked Willow enough, especially the back half of the movie. That again, I watched the episode, and I'm gonna watch the rest of the show if it's good, and hopefully I enjoy it because I like.
I mean, it's all out at this point, right?
Yeah, so it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
but if it ends up not clicking with me, I'm not gonna finish it for no reason. Like I'm just gonna drop it because I don't watch a lot of TV anyway. But
I think I saw it got renewed for a second season.
Yeah,
wait, really?
but like
I thought so.
When some of this stuff that's like owned by the streaming service, like Halo got picked up for Paramount Plus for a second season, but it's like, is that just because of like they're gonna make it no matter what? Like, is it really getting picked up because it's doing well? Like, Last of Us on HBO is, a little bit different because it's not owned by HBO, but it's also like super popular. So I don't know. I feel like it's hard with some of these streaming shows to be like, are they just going to make more because they're going to make more? Where Willow, I guess, is different.
I
from
imagine
other
it probably
examples.
just meets a certain threshold. Like
people are watching.
It probably
yeah.
requires a certain amount of views. Yeah.
Yeah.
According to Netflix, they've never canceled a show that
I saw that.
successful.
yeah.
But like I like Erin Kellyman. She was in Falcon Winter Soldier. Like I like that actress. She's good in Willow. In the
Is
show.
that the bad guy? She was like the bad guy in Falcon
Yes,
Winter Soldier.
But like I've liked some of the other people that have showed up so far. Like the cast is pretty good.
She's also
the cast looks good.
She's also in Solo. She's Enfys.
Oh
yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I hope I like the show. I'm gonna continue to at least watch the next episode and see where it goes from there. But
if not, just skip the Andor.
I do need to watch Andor still. But where are you falling with the movie, Dome?
I thought it was fine. I finished it. I don't feel like I'm gonna watch the show, but like I thought it was a fine use of my time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
I don't know. I didn't feel like you did. I didn't feel like it was too long or anything.
Yeah, I mean,
I actually didn't either. Yeah.
But that's my complaint with almost most of the movies we watch.
I feel like you say it every week.
I don't say it every week, but I mean, I do feel like.
Or I feel like every movie you say, this is too long, you could have cut this out.
I think for me,
at 2 hours, I feel like there are certain movies that I think I can tolerate the 2 hours. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a lot of story here. This was not one of those movies.
Yeah,
you didn't feel like there was a lot of story?
No, but that's how I feel with what Mike just said. Is like, this is a 2 hour commitment. Like, you gotta earn that 2 hours for me. Like that 2 hours, I could be utilizing in a lot of different ways. Movie an hour and a half. If I don't like it, I don't feel as burned. Maybe even an hour 45, maybe. But like 2 hours plus is like that is a milestone. That's a hefty, like, I watched it and took a fucking break to go eat something and then had to watch it. I was like, I still have a fucking hour left of this movie. This is a long fucking movie.
Like, what were the brownies doing? Like they definitely did stuff.
They were supposed to guide.
Every time they got separated. Yeah, every time they got separated, all I can think of was, how are they going to catch up to these people that have gone away on horses?
They address it. They address it at one point.
They got in the satchel with Eric. Mm-hmm. That was the way they caught up one time.
There was a point where I think Mad Marty and Willow got captured, and they do say like, "Oh, they've run off. Should we just go home?" And they're like, "Nah, that's boring. So we'll go after them." I don't know how they caught them because like they were on horses and they galloped away, and they're 2 inches tall. Like, how do you cross? Where's that mode of transportation to get over there?
Animals, probably.
Yeah,
they were flying on birds.
Yeah, they did steal a fucking bird at one point and capture a baby somehow.
Yeah, but like, I'm under the impression that they just had the bird and they were retaining. Like that was like their bird Uber or whatever. I don't know if they can just call one out.
Mike.
They called the eagles.
They call the eagles. Their eagles aren't fucking lazy. Like, hey, you guys want to go to Mordor? Let's just fucking go to Mordor. Like, we can do that.
I will say one of the things I did not enjoy about the film that I thought was just like really pounded in there for some reason was everyone kept calling Willow or anyone that was from Willow's Village a peck, and I just feel like it was really aggressive and often used in the first half of the movie.
They were all like racist against whatever their thing was called.
I don't know.
No one.
It didn't like, I don't know. Like I think it's partially like they want to just, because again, Willow is, the hero of the film, or one of the heroes. And I'm assuming it's like to reinforce that like the other types of people or creatures or whatever that exist in this world look down upon them for whatever reason. But like I don't know.
I don't know. They're also not like the smallest creatures. The fucking brownies exist.
Right, yeah,
the brownies are like fairies or something, I'm assuming. I don't know what they are supposed to be.
No, I think they work with the fairies.
I don't understand what the brownies are supposed to be.
Or maybe they're the male version of the fairies.
It's possible. We didn't get to see enough of the brownies to really get a gauge of like their entire society. Yeah. And I know how much Brenden loves the Oh, there goes my camera.
Miguel.
Look at those flowers.
All right, Mike, while you're gathering your thoughts and fixing your camera, according to the wiki page for Willow, brownies were a race of lesser fairy that looked like miniature version of dakinis, 9 inches on average, and lived in the woods. They were warriors, masters of the bow and arrow, arranging themselves in small communities that they hyperbolically referred to as kingdoms. The brownie social structure revolved around the burrow, a system of underground tunnels in which a brownie can reside.
Oh, burrows, like the burrows.
So they lived about 1,000 years, and perhaps out of boredom, they grew a strong mischievous streak so that large races considered them pests and vermin. However, the brownies were resourceful and loyal. Some were servants to Shalindria. So there you go. I don't know if that helped you at all.
Whatever. I keep thinking Dust of a Broken Heart. What was it called again?
The Dust of Broken Hearts, yes.
Okay, I kept thinking Owner of a Lonely Heart. I was way off base. Anyway, I know how much you love that thing, but it was just weird to me that the couple times it was used, right? So we saw it made the brownie fall in love with the cat briefly. Mm-hmm. I don't know how.
Well, they're mischievous, Mike. The brownies are mischievous. That was just pointed out.
Yeah. So clearly, it makes you. Does it make you fall in love with like the first thing you see?
That can't be correct because the first thing that Madigan sees, Radigan sees is
like
Willow.
Willow is So and then he goes over to the witch's daughter, and there was that very weird scene where like she's asleep, and he's like, "Oh, I love you so much." I was like, "Bro, good. Calm down. Like we need to. They need to like I don't know." Put some like restrictions on this dust thing. Like clearly, it's
also.
I mean, it's not FDA approved.
Why did they bring the dust?
Well, they brought it because they're mischievous. But more importantly, why did they
never used appropriately?
Well, why did they hit? They didn't need to hit him with it.
To hit him,
like they just needed to shoo him away any other way than hitting him with a pouch of love dust. Like I don't know.
It was That's all I had to say about that.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you got that out of your system.
Thank you.
There's apparently a Willow NES game. I should see how much that costs and find it, or find a way to see that. I'm curious what that.
I know we were talking about Who Framed Roger Rabbit, not to go off track, but did you ever play the Roger Rabbit NES game? It was so fucking good. I don't think I ever did. I don't think I ever played a Willow game. Unless I did. I don't know.
Well, I was going to say it did well enough to have a video game, but I feel like at that time they did a lot of games.
Everyone got a video game.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I think I'll just leave my thoughts with Willow as I enjoyed it. I wasn't really sure what kind of expectations to have going into it, so I kind of just went into it with like not really adjusting myself for what to expect. Aside from the fact of like, you know, it's a fucking movie I've never seen from the 80s, so like, you know what I did think though, and this is kind of in tandem with what I was just gonna say, is I am very curious for someone who has never seen like A New Hope to watch it for the first time as an adult, because I've heard people before who have never watched old Star Wars movies specifically that were around our age or a little bit younger say things like, oh, Star Wars is trash. Like, I could never watch that. Star Wars is trash. Shut the fuck up, Todd.
No, for real. I didn't watch The New Hope until I was fucking like when they re-released them into the theaters. I don't know when that was, but that was the first time I ever saw it.
So, like, did you appreciate it for not having, like, and it's weird because, like,
I thought obviously it was so fucking boring. It made me not want to see any of the other
really
ones. Really
interesting. Okay,
I hated it. Yeah, I didn't like it.
Because there were points when I was watching Willow where I was like, I wonder if, like, I was a certain age and saw this movie in a theater in fucking 1988, if like Willow would be a different thing for me. You know what I mean? Where obviously none of us saw Star Wars besides Todd, he's 87, could have seen Star Wars when it was initially released because we were not born yet. But I think I can say this confidently, at least for the three of us, not Todd, that we all saw Star Wars, at least some form of Star Wars, when we were young. Like, I saw the original trilogy movies when I was, like, a kid and liked them then. So I have, like, bits of nostalgia for those movies because I enjoyed them when I was a kid. You know what I mean?
I only have nostalgia for Return of the Jedi. That's the only one I liked when I was... I think it's probably one of the only ones I saw when I was a kid for some reason, but... Or like, I just don't remember seeing the other ones.
Like, Jaws is a movie that I probably wouldn't like if I didn't watch it when I was a kid. If that makes sense? Like, it's not my type of movie. I fucking hate sharks. I don't like suspenseful or scary things. And Jaws is both of those fucking things. And yeah, I don't seek out to watch Jaws now. But, like, if Jaws was on, I'd watch it. But, like, I'm not, like, seeking out Jaws. But I also think that Jaws is a good movie. I don't really know where this point's kind of just all over the place. I'm just wondering if, like, Willow would affect us differently if we had nostalgia for Willow.
I think so.
Okay.
I think given what I know about me as a person, that if we had traveled back in time and if I was, again, 12 years old and watched this movie, I would have really enjoyed it, except for the pig part, which, again, I think would have terrified me.
Yeah. No, fuck that pig part. Because, like, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to separate it from not those things, but, like, I guess it's hard.
Like, I think the 2 hours, I think it felt like 2 hours because of, like, just the pacing of a movie of that time. Compare it to, say, your Lord of the Rings with, like, all your bombastic fucking whatever's going on.
2 hours. The 2 Towers is such a long film.
Yeah, 2 hours is long. And Actually,
yeah, but people love that fucking final battle, right?
I don't know how long the Lord of the Rings movies are because the last few times that I watched the Lord of the Rings movies, I watched the extended cuts, and I'd fucking watch them again, baby, because I don't give a fuck because those movies are good. And I will say, Fellowship has a lot of really like not a lot going on moments, but fucking Fellowship is so good.
Well, I think that's the best one. I think it's hands down the best one.
I used to always say Two Towers is my favorite, but after the last time I rewatched them in like 2020, I rewatched them, or maybe 2021. Fellowship is, I think it might be the best one simply because you could watch that movie and like be good. You don't need to watch the other 100%. Two. Where like you'd have to like have context to watch the other two. Where you could watch Fellowship and just be like, all right, that was good shit.
I had to read Fellowship for high school too, and I remember when I saw that movie, I'm like, it's like exactly how I pictured it reading that book, and I was just like amazed by that. Yeah.
Listen. What if we just get rid of the movie club for like the next couple months, and we just do extended cuts back to back of Lord of the Rings? Like, how are we feeling about that? When is Lord of the Rings anniversary? Actually,
the first one came out in like 2001, so. Unless you're talking about the books, that changes things.
Books.
First, I would rather watch Gandalf on a loop doing the dun 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 dun.
Yeah, it was December 2001. All right.
So I guess you could do the 20th anniversary of Return of the King. There you go.
I think Return of the King. I don't know. I like Return of the King too. I like them all, but like you need fucking 10 hours if you want to watch all those extended cuts. You got to watch the extended cuts. I don't even know what's different about them anymore because my brain just has extended cut in it. But anyways, we're fucking rambling about Lord of the Rings now. I like Willow. I think it's an interesting watch if you've never seen it. I think I don't know if I would go as far as to say it's like recommended viewing even. Like I don't think I would be like I recommend you watch it. But I think if you are interested in an older movie that's in the Lucas stable, I think it's worth watching for those reasons, maybe. Like just to kind of like see what else is going on in that
I think I need you to go as far as you can with the show, because I think the show is probably capable of doing all the things I think I would want a series like this to do.
Yeah.
At least in terms of like technology and how we do our narratives at this point. So maybe the show will fix the shortcomings I might have had with the film.
So I'll say this about the show, and again, if you don't want show spoilers, I'll stay relatively mild here. But if you don't want any Willow first episode show spoilers, maybe skip again another 30 seconds. But I'll say this: they're probably all 50-minute long. At least the first one was. Mm-hmm. There's obviously some slower moments and a lot of dialogue because they're building up new characters and like establishing certain things, whatever. But I do have some kind of high hopes for stuff just because like even just like some of the obviously just with new technology and like the way that we can make things now, it's like, okay, like some of these bad guys that are showing up like look fucking way cooler, and like the action scene was like, all right, this is like kind of fucking cool, like fighting with swords. Like, all right, maybe this could be something good. And I like the cast. Like it's a young cast of people besides the girl from Star Wars / Marvel. I don't really know any of the other people besides I guess also the kid from Spider-Man, but they're all like pretty good so far. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it has potential. I'm gonna at least watch the second episode this weekend. So. I can be your boots on the ground, Mike. Your ears to the street. But yeah, that's where I fall on the movie. I think it's an interesting thing to watch. It's not something I'd go out of my way to recommend, but I think that if you like fantasy, you might get more out of it. If you want to just experience something from an era that you've never seen, then, it's interesting for those reasons. Like even if I didn't like the movie, I think I'd appreciate watching it just for it's a Lucasfilm I've never seen, whatever. I think that's stuff is interesting enough. And Ron Howard, like I like Ron Howard, so another Ron Howard joint. Anyone else have anything they want to say about Willow before we wrap things up? Awesome. Dom, do you want to reveal your movie club pick for February?
Yeah, I guess we'll do Creep.
Creep?
Yeah, let's go.
Creep.
Let's go.
That goes.
Can there be confusion with that? Like, is there other movies called Creep? Do you need to put a date on there, or
Jeepers Creepers?
It's just Creep 2014.
The film was just Creep.
Did it already go?
Okay. Wait, it has the guy from The League in it?
Mark
It does.
Okay. All right, so there you go. The movie for February is Creep 2014. Okay. I'll try to remember to do this every movie this year. I didn't do it for Willow. I probably should have. So I don't know what Creep is. Does anyone else want to say what they think Creep is? Has anyone else seen Creep, or have you seen Creep, Dom?
I have not, and I believe that nobody has seen it.
Wow. Okay, so we're all going in without having seen
there it
this.
goes again.
Okay. So I'm gonna say
I really wanted to pick Creep 2, to be fair. There's a sequel. I really wanted to pick the second one. I'm not gonna make you guys watch both.
Why do you want to watch the second one?
The second one has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, if the movie is good, then I'm sure we're all just gonna watch Creep 2 besides me.
Oh, I'm sure you're not gonna want to watch either one of these films.
Hold on a second, though. No, I mean
I'm gonna just assume that this is a horror movie.
Both of them are like an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes. So it's got that working for them. I'm just putting that out there. It's not even an hour and a half long either.
Perfect. I don't know. Based off the title, a one-word title. I mean, I don't know. I could be thrown off. The movie Plane. Yeah, I don't think, if you were to ask me what is the movie Plane about, I don't think I'd be able to tell you what that movie's about. Like, I know what it's about because I've seen the trailer. But if you were to just say, "Hey, what do you think the movie Plane is about?" I would not be able to guess that properly. So Creep, I could be thrown off here. But I'm just gonna assume
this title's misleading in a weird way.
I'm just gonna assume that it's, I don't know, a guy stalking somebody. That's all I can parse from that. I got nothing clever.
So I creep. Yeah, just creeping.
So you can watch Creep in February. So happy birthday to me. Dom picks a horror movie for me. I love it.
Is it listed as a horror movie?
I mean, I'm just assuming it is. I have no idea if it is or not. I don't know anything about it.
Horror comedy. It's listed as.
Oh, wonderful! My favorite. I love those types of things.
Yeah, but it's produced by the Blumhouse, so you'll love this.
Oh, that's true.
Wow, what did Blumhouse do? Hereditary?
No.
No, they did.
Nope.
They did Paranormal Activity, Insidious, Us. Oh yeah, they did. They did Get Out. Did you say that? You said
I didn't
nope.
say that. I thought the name Blumhouse
they did Get Out
sounded familiar.
Us.
Great. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this. Anyways,
you'll like it.
Yeah, can't wait.
Really fun. It's really funny.
So, as we
I should have picked Megan.
Is it streaming somewhere?
It's streaming now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear it's not as horror as the.
Yeah. No, it's PG-13.
As the trailers be.
Yeah. Fucking trash. PG-13.
That's got like a 94 on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's supposed to be good. People are raving about it.
It's supposed to be, yeah.
But none of that is interesting to me. But anyways, as we always do with these episodes.
Wait, are we going back-to-back horror now? Because my next pick is a horror movie.
I hate it here. Mike, you got to help me veto some of these things. So
Gummo's my next pick.
As we do with these episodes, we normally end each episode with some sort of game, whether it's what's in the box or something new. But for the movie episodes, we usually end with. Did we ever come up with a name for the movie game, Mike?
I don't think so. I think I've vetoed all of your names so far.
All right, that's fair. Keeping it real.
That's what you were calling it. That's right.
Maybe. I don't fucking know. So we will end a movie episode, of course, with the movie game. But before we do that, we'll kind of do some of the outro things before we get to the fun stuff. So, of course, you can follow us on social media at PassController and everything we do at PassController.io, on Twitter and on Instagram at PassController, twitch.tv/PassController. If you have some interest in supporting us, the easiest way to do that and the freest way to do that is to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, wherever you listen to the show. Leave us a review. If you watch us on YouTube, drop a comment below, shoot a like, subscribe, all of those lovely things. They help grow the show in meaningful ways and help new people discover the show. So we appreciate it if you do any of those things or all of those things. If you have some bucks kicking around, you want to help support the show, you can do that by going to patreon.com/passthecontroller, becoming a patron. You can go to passthecontroller.threadless.com and getting some swag, or you can, of course, subscribe to us on Twitch at twitch.tv/passcontroller. If you want to keep the conversation up with us and our community, you can join our Discord. There's a link to that in the show notes. If you want to follow me, of course, I'm at BGroom. You can follow Mike at _MichaelPath. You can follow Todd at Toddy_by_nature. And you can follow Dom at PTC_1LittleSpark. But without further ado, the leaderboard for the year so far.
Just real quick,
hit me up.
Before Creep is available on Netflix. I don't know if we said that.
Perfect. I don't think we did. So there you go. You can watch Creep on Netflix or purchase it or however you watch your movies. There's that option. The leaderboard for the year is a reset. And we get Todd sitting pretty in first place with 7 points. We got Dom with 4. We got Mike with 3. And I got 1 stump. Don't love seeing a January stump on the board. But, I mean, listen. It is what it is. Without further ado, the first movie for Keeping It Real, just to go over the guidelines for the people listening at home, if this is your first episode for some reason, welcome. But also just to refresh the cast here, I'm going to reveal random facts about the movie and continue to do that until someone guesses the movie. The first person to correctly guess what movie I am talking about gets the point. And without further ado, movie number 1, Keeping It Real. This 2018 PG-13 film clocks in at just over 2 hours, at 2 hours and 15 minutes.
So Brenden hates this movie. Go on.
Yeah, it's too long.
You may recognize 1, 2, 3, 4. At least 4 actors or actresses in the MCU that are in this film.
Watch it just be an MCU movie. Watch it just be Ant-Man the Wasp.
There's only 4 actors in the film?
Yeah.
There's only 4 of them. He said you may recognize 4 of them. You may recognize more of them, but I'm telling you 4.
Yeah.
Telling you 4 of them, definitely.
You won't recognize the rest.
Let's see.
2018.
Okay, this is a good place to go. This film was nominated for 26 awards. It has 6 wins. It is nominated for 1 Oscar, but it does not have the win. It is nominated for Best Achievement in Visual Effects.
Visual Effects 2018. What am I doing in 2018?
That's how I always try to go by it.
You may recognize at least 2 actresses from 2 different hit HBO shows. Are those clues helpful? Like, do those clues help you?
I mean, they're interesting.
Okay, all right.
Scooch over here, and then I'm gonna do
at least 1 person from Willow is in this movie in some capacity. Let's see. Let me get you with some numbers here. This 2018 film had a budget of $275 million and took in a worldwide 392.
That's not that good.
No guesses so far. No guesses.
I'm
okay.
2018. It's close enough that I should be able to remember.
I did
movies,
just get a dope Doctor Doom
can't.
variant on my shop.
Can you fucking focus on the task at hand? Jesus. Let's see. You may recognize such actors and or actresses as. I can't say that.
The budget for Marvel movies.
2018.
Do they exceed
Let me
200?
put this in terms of
Thandie Newton.
Marvel.
Who?
Oh,
That's
so
who I
it's
picked
Solo.
It is indeed
Oh, there you go.
Solo.
That's like the first person I pictured.
Oh,
when you
fuck.
said
Solo was the first movie that I was going to say, but I didn't
really?
know. I thought it was earlier than that. I thought that was
there you go.
2016.
Mike gets the point. He is now tied with Dom in second place. I
And
thought that was
Thandie
going to be an
Newton's
easy
daughter-
one to get. I started with the not a softball, but I started with one of the easier ones here. We're going to ramp up in difficulty. So the next film, let me pull this up. Oh, whoops. That's not what I meant to do.
And
So
Thandie
many
Newton's
fucking tabs
daughter
open.
is Joel's daughter in The Last of Us, and she looks just like her.
Oh, crap. Where the fuck did that just go? I have so many tabs open for these episodes because I have to have all these things up for all these fucking movies. Where did that tab just go? We might have to skip this movie or change the movie because I'm scrolling and I cannot find where this just was.
Who was the other HBO person besides Thandie?
Amelia Clark.
Oh, yeah, Jesus. Oh, man, I didn't even think of Game of Thrones. I thought of Westworld. That's the first thing I thought of when you said that. I'm like,
I was
oh.
thinking of Westworld too, but I mean that is Thandie Newton, so that checks out.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Here we are. This 2000 movie number 2. This 2005 PG-13 movie also clocks in at just shy of 2 hours and 30 minutes at 2 hours and 24 minutes.
2005. I definitely wasn't sitting around for a fucking 2.5 hour long
Yeah,
movie.
that's how it went, right?
2005.
This 2005 movie opened in June with a budget of $88 million and took in worldwide $108 million.
That's rough.
And you may be saying to yourself, well, why are you giving it these movies that don't have, big takes at the box office? And we're not going to know what this is. Well, it was nominated for 45 awards and has 16 wins, including 3 Oscar nominations for Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role, Best Achievement in Film Editing, and Best Achievement in Makeup. You may recognize at least one actor. I'm going to say at least one because I'm not sure if any of these other people, I don't think they do, but I don't want to say that definitively. So I'll say this instead. The top billed actor in this film is in the MCU.
Is it Cinderella Man?
It is indeed Cinderella Man. What the fuck? How did you get that?
Look at him.
First of all, I just want to show you. Actually, I'll show you after. But because it's the Ron Howard film, and it's one of my next picks possibly that I had on my list of films to pick.
All right, I'm ditching the third movie because they were all Ron Howard movies. So
I was like excited. I was like, all right, let's go. I'm like, is he going where I'm going? And then I was thinking of He was Zeus or whatever, and fucking
Yes.
Let's go.
Well, Todd found out the secret slime action, which was all Ron Howard movies. So we're gonna pivot the third movie.
I didn't think you were gonna do all Ron Howard movies, but I was trying to piece together.
I mean, he's got a deep catalog, so I can play
huge.
around. You know what I mean?
You could probably still do Ron Howard movies.
We're gonna.
Was it gonna be Apollo 13?
What was your other Ron Howard movies you had?
Don't worry about it. I'll save it for a future. Maybe it'll be a February pick. Don't worry about it. We're gonna waste movies. We're gonna throw movie names around. Stop that. Stop that nonsense.
Cinderella Man is like, I remember seeing that in the theater, and just like me and my buddy saw it. We were looking at each other the whole time. We're like, this movie's fucking amazing. It's such a good. Did you guys ever see it?
No.
I don't think I've ever seen it. No.
It was on my list for my next pick.
What's a good movie to end on now? I gotta bump
It's
the difficulty.
not directed by Ron Howard.
I gotta bump the difficulty up a little bit here. We're gonna.
I was waiting for you to be like, Paul Giamatti is in this movie. Trying to think of any other actors because I don't think we know any other.
He was the one that was Oscar nominated.
Yeah. Wait, Russell Crowe wasn't nominated?
No, it was Best Supporting Actor. Oh, I won't. Never mind. I won't do that. That will not work. We will not do that. So we will instead. Interesting. IMDb is an interesting website. There's a lot of. This is what we'll do. We'll do this. This is a fucking wacky one. Okay. This movie number 3. This is what I'm gonna deem. I think is gonna end up being Devil Horns. So we'll find out. This 2008 PG-13 film clocks in at an hour and 27 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. PG-13, 2008.
2008.
Let me pull up the box office for this. This movie had a budget of $62 million, pulled in a cool $40 million at the box office.
Ouch.
Let's see here. This movie has a tomato meter of 13% and an audience score of 33%.
No one
likes it. All Black too.
Incorrect.
2008.
It is nominated for 8 awards and has 5
all
wins.
of them Razzies. All of them Razzies.
Let's see. I'll pull up the winners. Let's see. We got a 2009 winner Razzie Award for Worst Picture, Worst Actor, Worst Screenplay. It was also nominated for Razzies in 2009 for Worst Actress, Worst Supporting Actor, Worst Supporting Actor again.
Is it Jack and Jill?
Incorrect. And Worst Director.
I was worried you got that because I'm like, oh shit, if he gets this right.
I was like, damn it.
Is it That's My Boy?
Incorrect.
Going on Sandman movies? Might as well.
Yeah,
I think Sandman movies still. I think Sandman movies still did better than that.
Let's see.
Yeah,
in terms of
true.
like box office
There was
performance.
I don't know. There was a while where he was just churning out movies and they were not doing well.
Oh, is it You Don't Mess with the Zohan?
No.
Oh, that's a good one.
Imagine if that was it. That movie's actually funny, I think.
So here's an actor clue. Val Kilmer is in this film, uncredited.
Ooh, okay. This does narrow it down a bit for me. I feel like I saw him in something.
He's been in a bunch of shit throughout the years. Like
A bunch of
before
shit.
he got-
Like for him to show up uncredited, like I feel like I remember a movie with him like just being there,
Same.
not
Top
doing
Gun.
it.
Top Gun Maverick.
I mean, he did something there.
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask.
He does briefly appear
he
in Top
appears
Gun
in it.
Maverick.
Okay, interesting. Let's see. You may recognize. I've never seen this movie, so I don't know how big some of these roles are. I don't know who to say. Let's see here. Okay, one person in this film has portrayed a Marvel hero on the screen that is not part of the MCU.
On the screen, like the big screen,
big screen, big old screeny, movie theaters and everything. Believe it had sequels.
2008.
Not part of the MCU.
2008, PG-13.
Val Kilmer.
Oh, wait, hold the phone here.
2008.
This movie,
Breaking news.
This movie does have an actor in it that does appear in the MCU proper. And I'll even go as far as to say that actor, again, I don't know how important they are to this film, but they are in Iron Man 3.
So it's
Yeah, you're trying to think about Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce, yeah.
It could be somebody else, but Guy Pearce is like the person.
Or no, it could be
Ben Kingsley's done a lot of like bad movies on top of like his good.
Oh yeah, it could be Ben Kingsley.
Could be Ben.
There are two.
Could be
there are two.
Who was the
female
lead there?
There are two comedians in this film that you may recognize from their television talk shows.
Is it Taxi?
Incorrect.
Is it Fever Pitch?
Incorrect.
Is it Movie 42 or Movie 41 or whatever the hell that was?
Incorrect. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's not that.
It's Movie 43, I think.
Okay, of course.
I will narrow down because it is not Jimmy Fallon.
I think those were the only two movies that Jimmy Fallon.
I will narrow it down without telling you who they are, besides the fact that it's not Jimmy Fallon. So one of these television talk show comedian you would recognize from HBO, and the other one you would recognize from both Comedy Central or currently
CBS. I think you're talking about Stephen Colbert and probably John Oliver. I'm just gonna say it out loud because I'm still struggling to figure it out.
It could be. I can reveal that if you want me to. It is those two people. Again, I don't know how big their role is in this film because I have not seen it. So, and I'm trying not to go too close to the top here. There is at least two musical people in this film, but musicians in this film. One that is credited as themselves in the film. I'm sorry, I lied. There are three. Two that are credited as themselves in the film, and one that is playing a character. Would you like to know the one that is playing a character's name, or would you like to know the two playing themselves? I don't know which one is bigger.
I'd like to know the two playing themselves.
Ye and Jessica Simpson.
Is it Dukes of Hazzard?
Incorrect.
No, he's not in that.
No.
Also,
and
she's playing herself.
Played a character.
Is it?
Oh, Jesus. Wait.
It's not. No, that was. I don't think that was a movie.
And the third one playing a character is Justin Timberlake.
I feel there's so much information here that I should know what this movie
Again,
is.
I don't know how important any of these people are to the plot of this film. I don't know what the plot of this film is either. So,
I feel like I know this too, and I can't.
you may recognize such actors and or actresses as, oh, you know what? There's another person that I don't know. I don't think I call that a talk show. Daniel Tosh is in this movie. Doesn't he do Tosh.0? Is that like not a talk show?
2008
talk show. 2008.
You may recognize let's see here.
What was a good bad comedy movie from 2008?
Is it The Hangover 3?
Incorrect. You may recognize.
I think the first Hangover was like 2008 or 2009.
Did you say what the rating was?
Though you want
PG-13.
PG-13.
Okay.
You may recognize. I mean, I guess I could reveal who the non-MCU person is, or I'll say the non-MCU, the non-canon MCU actress in this film is from the Fantastic Four.
Jessica Alba. What was she doing in 2008?
We have so much information on this movie.
We have so much.
You may recognize comedian Jim Gaffigan in this movie. You may recognize actress Megan Good in this movie.
I don't know who Megan Good is.
I mean,
You might recognize if you saw a picture of her and be like, oh yeah, I didn't know her name.
What movies was she in 2008?
Oh, that's right.
You may. I don't think I mean, if I give you anyone lower than the things I've given you, I don't think it's going to help at all. It's just going to be me saying names out loud.
This definitely came out afterwards, but it's not Slammin' Salmon, right?
No. But I need to look that up
it.
after.
Like
I think this.
Yeah.
You may recognize Samantha Bee in this movie.
I mean, that's also another talk show.
So it's gotta be.
Know that, though.
It's gotta be a Daily Show thing, right? Like,
I don't think did things like that. But yes, those are all. Everyone that we've mentioned so far have been on the Daily Show.
Yeah.
You may recognize. I don't know who this person is. Let me look them up first.
Is it Rob Riggle? Because Rob Riggle was also on the Daily Show.
I know who Rob Riggle is. I don't know who this person is though. Let me look at their.
Oh, is it
You may recognize Romani Malco in this film.
I don't know who that is.
I don't either. You may recognize. That's not going to help you. It's just going to be a name. Okay, I don't know where else to go from here without just giving you.
This is a lot.
Here's what I'll give you. The top billed actors thrice. The third is Romani Malco.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
The second is Fantastic Four.
That's what
Jessica Alba. The first, you may know from
this movie must have been a fucking stinker.
Their time on SNL.
Okay, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Chris Kattan, but
what's a mob movie he did? There was a mob movie with him in it.
Yeah, Corky Romano.
Is
it Corky Romano? Is it
And there's Sandler movies. Go back.
Let's think about it.
2008.
Oh, is it MacGruber?
Incorrect.
Ooh, I guess.
So
yeah, that would have had Ryan Phillippe.
I will.
Somewhere on there.
IMDb lists the top actor Jessica Alba and Romani Malco as the top billed, but the poster lists top actor Jessica Alba, Justin Timberlake. So take that for what you will.
Oh wait,
Weird,
is it
weird question?
What did Mike say?
No.
Hot Rod?
Incorrect.
No.
Because I figured Justin Timberlake and Andy Samberg were friends.
No, it's Andy Samberg. One of the Adams.
So you said all those are the top. Like
Yeah, Rachel McAdams or
any other actors
Amy
that you're
Adams.
leaving out?
Besides the top actor, I mean, I am leaving out somebody that plays themselves that I think could potentially
give it away.
Maybe.
Give it away.
I could say that you may recognize Vern Troyer from this film.
But
I don't think that's going to help you.
With that Chuck and Larry movie, with that Sandler movie.
I now pronounce Chuck and Larry.
He said the top three were.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what was like on my mind. Like, and I'm like, yeah.
Here, this is what I'm going to start doing now. Daniel Tosh plays a character called Cowboy Hat.
That actually, for some reason, sounds familiar.
I don't know if this helps you. I didn't reveal who the Iron Man 3 actor was. I will reveal that it is Ben Kingsley. Jim Gaffigan plays a character called Trent Luders. John Oliver plays a character called Dick Pants. Vern Troyer plays a character called Coach Punch Cherkov.
Dom, change your pick to whatever this movie is when this is done.
Justin Timberlake plays a character named Jacques Grande.
Oh. Is it? It's not Pink Panther 2, is it?
It's incorrect.
Or Pink Panther?
Jen just texted me in the room, said that needs to be the next pick, this movie.
Yeah.
Probably because John Oliver plays a character named Dick Pants. Let's see.
It's neither of the Pink Panther films, correct?
Correct, it is not a Pink Panther film.
Okay.
Let's see. Jessica Alba plays a character named Jane Bullard. Jessica Simpson plays a character called Jessica Simpson.
Oh, I forgot you said Jessica Simpson was.
The movie poster doesn't have any other information.
It's not okay. Now I'm gonna start getting no, but he wasn't on
SNL. What do you think about Get Smart?
No, I was thinking of
That's what I was thinking of.
I was thinking of but Bucky Larson was David Spade, right? It's not Bucky Larson, right?
Incorrect.
Oh, is it Joe Dirt?
Guess.
Incorrect.
Bucky Larson, wasn't it Nick Swartzen?
I couldn't remember if it was him or David Spade.
Okay.
I think what we've learned is that there's a lot of bad films by SNL cast members.
Yeah, I think we already knew that. But
the scene with Kanye West takes place. I don't know if there are multiple scenes, but takes place in a hockey arena.
Is it Threat Level Midnight?
Incorrect.
I know it's not Blades of Glory, but I'm going to say Blades of Glory.
Incorrect.
Oh, it's definitely not Blades of Glory.
This is a head scratcher.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to give you.
I don't know
besides
that
lead actor.
There's a lot.
The lead actor will at least. The lead actor will just give you other things to guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, we're probably just gonna have to guess the film, anyways. I'm trying to think if I know.
You may know Rob Blake in this film, who plays Rob Blake. He is a hockey player, it seems.
It's not the Goon.
Oh,
is
wait.
it?
Yeah.
Incorrect. You may know
no,
Deepak
he was
Chopra
on-
in this movie for playing Deepak Chopra. You may know Thelma Hopkins in this movie from playing Lillian Roanoke.
I think I know what it is. I can't remember the name of the movie though.
Let's see here. Let's go back to the awards page. Let's see.
I can picture everything right now. I know this movie.
I can't can't say that because it'll just give it away. It was nominated by the Golden Schmoes for Worst Movie of the Year. The National Movie Awards nominated for Best Comedy and Best Performance Male. Would you say
wrong?
No, I don't know, because I feel like I need to remember the name. Did this person disappear after this movie?
No.
The main actor?
No.
Not disappear, but like not do anything for like a long time?
No.
No, then you're wrong.
That's what we'll do. This is what we'll do. Maybe I can help inch you towards the main actor. Let's see. The top billed actor has 43 award nominations and 29 wins.
It's not Rob Schneider.
They were in 1994 nominated for an Emmy for SNL. In 1990, they were nominated for an award, a writing award for SNL. They
were a writer on SNL.
In 1989, they won a Primetime Emmy for outstanding writing for SNL.
What was that like second to last name you told us again?
I don't fucking know.
The one that wasn't Jessica Alba, the one that was after Jessica Alba?
No, it was like one of the last names you just said, like Depop.
Oh, Rob. Oh, Deepak Chopra. He's like
he's an author,
like
poet.
Yeah. I think I've heard Pete Holmes talk about him a lot.
American Comedy Awards in 2000, the lead actor was the winner of the funniest actor in a motion picture leading role.
What year was that?
2000.
2000.
Name of this movie.
Blockbuster Entertainment Awards in 2000, they won for Favorite Villain. They also were nominated for Favorite Actor in a Comedy.
In what year?
2000.
So I know the movie, I just don't know the name.
In 1998, you need the full name of this movie. In 1998, they were nominated for Favorite Actor Comedy. It's spoiler. I won't say that. Let's see here. I don't know what the fuck that is. All right, let's go back.
In 2000, they were nominated for Best Villain.
Yes.
Is it?
It was 2001.
Hold on. Is it Love Guru?
It is indeed the Love Guru. Dom gets the point.
Yeah, I was picturing him as like the Dalai Lama guy when he said the Depop choke.
I went to Zoolander first too, Mike, and I was like, all right, Will Ferrell, and then I was like, wait, Austin Powers is around there.
That's why I feel like no one was like, you like briefly touched Mike Myers, or maybe didn't even say a Mike Myers film, and then nobody went to Mike Myers, and I was like, damn.
I don't think we ever went to Mike Myers.
Because everyone else you've said in that movie, I was trying to think of Jessica Alba movies. That's what, like the big thing. And I remembered her being in that movie. I remember like the trailer for that movie being like, what about that movie?
She is on the. She is on the.
That's the thing.
Poster.
I know very little about the Love Guru.
I don't know.
Besides that, he plays like a foreign character.
I've never seen it. Pitka, an American raised outside of his country by grooves, returns to the States in order to break into the self-help business. Huh?
He didn't do shit after that movie. He was like long gone after
in 2008.
He did the Penta.
I mean, he literally did a fucking Netflix show like last year, and I watched it.
Yeah, I know, but no one watched it. And he did.
I watched it.
Glorious Bastards, and like that's about it. Like he didn't do like any big movies though after that movie.
I'm gonna look right now. Let's see. That movie came out in 2008. Okay, let's see. In 2008, he did The Love Guru. 2009, Inglourious Bastards, TV stuff. In 2010, he did Shrek Forever After, which is probably his biggest role, is the Shrek movies. Yeah. More Shrek stuff. That's a short. SNL.
He was in Bohemian Rhapsody too.
He was in Bohemian Rhapsody. He was in Terminal. I don't know what that is. I think he plays the manager in Bohemian Rhapsody or something.
Yeah.
And then he's in Amsterdam.
That movie just came out last year.
Oh, that movie got like horrible reviews.
Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, John David Washington. So
Chris Rock.
I would say that he didn't disappear. I mean, he stopped doing character comedies, but
stopped doing good movies.
There you have it. That'll end the week and end of the month, ending January with Todd sitting in first place still with 8, Dom at 5, and Mike at 4. I got one stump. That'll do it for this week's episode. Episode 355 of the Pass Control Podcast. Until next time.